This Affinity 3.2 version video is about an experiment, how to combine layers in quite unique ways. I'm just going to show you how in this technique, PC or Mac. Here is the end result of the effect. The original image didn't look that much like this, but you can just about make out the face that I started with. So I'm just going to undo now and go back to the original image. And you can use this with any image, of course. Obviously, slightly more complex design than this probably would work better than maybe just a very bland image. So pixel, filters, and then go down to Distort and Affine. It's a transformation filter. And you can set the rotation, and you can set it to anything you want. Set the extend mode, and I'm going to go with mirror, and then I'm going to set a scale, only subtle. Maybe 95%. You don't want it too small because it's going to be applied multiple times. And then click apply. And that is the effect I'm going to go with throughout the rest of the video until the halfway point, when I'll show you another way of doing this as well with another image. So now you can go with pixel and repeat affine, and you can repeat this multiple times to create a variety of different designs. But I'm going to use that on multiple layers. Now I've got a shortcut for that, a Command L, and I will use that occasionally during this video. But sometimes I'll just use the repeat function. So make sure you've got now, with the original image, the move tool selected as well as the layer. With that, you can now duplicate this layer. You of course could duplicate it using Alt or Option key, but you can also just press return now and enter a value, say 10, and duplicate. So you can see the duplicate's on, set it to 10 and click OK. And that will create multiple copies of this image. And what you can now do is select any of those layers, maybe 2 or 3. You can select ones that are not actually visible. And you can of course then use the repeat command, repeat affine. So I'm just going to go down and select a different set, and you can select 2 or 3 or all of them if you want, and then repeat that affine again. And again, you could use, of course, a shortcut, and you can do this hundreds of times with different layers, different combinations of layers. So you could select maybe the 5th and 6th, etc., and then apply, repeat it 3 or 4 times. And then as you do that, you will end up with a very complex image. But at this point, you can't see anything. That's why it's an experiment. Sometimes a result you may not be very happy with. Of course, you could, if you want, apply different effects afterwards as well to all of those layers if you want. But at some point, you probably think enough's enough. And you can then have a look at the results, the combinations. Right, just going to select a few more. Now, unfortunately, you can't use macros with this. I would love to be able to use macros. It doesn't work, unfortunately. So you can select all of the layers in the layers panel, and then just go to the blend modes. And then you see at the moment it's normal, so you can obviously only see the top one. But if you go for darken, go through them, maybe go with lighten, get something like that. Maybe go with, let's see, lighter color. That's another option. And so on. There's a load of blend modes that you can use. And of course, if the result is not exactly what you want, you can of course always again apply the affine filter. Now some completely blank it out. I think difference also is quite effective as well. And you can see average also creates an interesting effect. And arrays obviously not particularly useful at all. You can see as you go through it, it will change. And of course, what you could do, select 5 of them and use one blend mode and 5 of a different blend mode. They don't all have to be the same. And then once you've done that, you can then right click all of them and select merge selected. There's an option for that, and that will merge them all into a single layer. And then of course, you can always go and apply some additional effects, various things, auto levels, maybe into colors, and of course adjustment layers, and much, much more if you wish. Once you've also got this, you can then, of course, file and export, or maybe file and print. Now we've got another image. This image was another AI image I created in Adobe Firefly, and I'm going to turn this into a pattern. So I've reduced it down a bit. Go to Pixel and New Pattern Layer from Selection, and then you get this pattern design. Select the Move tool, and then go to the Context toolbar and select Mirror. And then you can resize it, move it around, rotate it, and so on in a variety of different ways. Again, make certain you've got the layer selected, select Duplicate, and then go to a number of copies, and I'm going to set it to 10 again and click OK. And again, you can select individual ones. Exactly the same as before, you can go and apply the same affine or change the affine completely. So create a different one. You can see then you've got that panel again, change the rotation. You can see as you do that, because of the mirror effect, as well as also going again for mirror in the panel itself. And also maybe set the scale. You don't have to, but I quite like just to change the scale, just again at 95 or maybe 102, etc. You don't want to go too far. And then click apply. And this will be applied, of course, to all of the other layers when you, of course, select them. So exactly the same as before, select multiple layers or just one or two. And again, use the repeat command or use the shortcut. I've set up Command L or Control L. And you can, of course, then apply it over and over again very quickly to create all kinds of different results. Again, at this point, you can't see them. And I prefer that. Prefer just to select and then apply 3 or 4 times, 10 times. And then once I've done all that, I can then go and look to see what it looks like. And of course, it may look terrible, may not look like anything. But also, sometimes you think, yes, this is an absolutely great design. And I like that. Like working fairly, let's go with it. And you can see as I go through all these different layers, sometimes you think, you know what, that's a pretty interesting design. And of course, you can then at that point, of course, just file and export and save it. Save it as a JPEG or PNG. Again, you can see as I run through all those, you can make the visibility set on or off. And then you can just select all the layers again. Now I'm not selecting the background one, which I've turned the visibility off for that. And I can run through again all the blend modes. Now sometimes some of these are pretty terrible. That one dark and very hard to see. But lighten, I think, looks pretty good. Maybe lighter colour, overlay, whole range of different ones work better than others. That one's quite a nice one, lighter colour. But you can try them out. Go with difference. Now, of course, as always, I suspect that the arrays one is probably the least useful in this case. But you can see, as you go through it, some of those ones are quite interesting when you get subtle colour changes because of the layers you've got. And again, arrays, like I say, doesn't really come out too much. And then you can see now you've got that. And again, with them all selected, right click, and then go down to merge selected. They're all merged. They all merge into a pattern layer. There's still a pattern layer. You can resize it, rotate it. Also, what you can do is you could repeat the process. With that mirrored design, you could then duplicate it again and again and again, produce all kinds of different designs. Also, of course, use adjustments to recolor, etc. And I think the end result there is pretty reasonable, and I could again file and export or file and print if I wanted to print it off